What if two of the most common vegetables in the world hold a secret? A secret so profound it can command your body to heal itself, activate its latent powers of regeneration, and defend itself against our most feared diseases. This isn't wishful thinking. Most people walk right past these in the grocery store, completely unaware of their power. 99% will miss the truth about the second vegetable, and failing to understand it means leaving your body's most formidable cancer-fighting shield on the table. Body's defenses. Before we journey into the heart of specific foods, we must first establish a new understanding, a new paradigm for how we view our own health. For far too long, we have been conditioned to see the human body as a fragile, passive vessel that is constantly under siege. We view disease as an invading force, an external enemy that we must attack with an arsenal of external weapons. But what if this view is fundamentally incomplete? What if the body is not a passive victim, but an active, brilliant, and powerful defender of its own health? This is the new reality that science is now unequivocally showing us. Your body is endowed with an extraordinary set of defense systems, 5 of them, all working in concert, 24 hours a day, to keep you healthy from the inside out. They are our innate protection, our birthright. The first of these is angiogenesis, the process by which our body grows blood vessels. This system needs to be in perfect balance. When it works well, it brings blood and life to healing wounds. But when it's out of balance, it can overgrow blood vessels that feed diseases like cancer. So, a key to health is maintaining that beautiful equilibrium, preventing the overgrowth that fuels disease. The second system is regeneration, which is powered by our own stem cells. These are the master cells that can repair and replace worn out or damaged tissues in any organ of our body. Their vitality is our vitality. The third system is our microbiome, the 100 trillion bacteria living in and on us that act as a veritable virtual organ, regulating our metabolism, our hormones, and our immunity. The fourth is DNA protection. Our DNA is our genetic blueprint, and it's constantly being bombarded by damaging forces, from solar radiation to toxins in our environment. Our body has a brilliant system to protect and repair this damage. And finally, the fifth defense system is our immunity, the silent army that patrols our body, identifying and eliminating invaders and threats, including microscopic cancer cells. When these 5 systems are working in harmony, we have a state of health. Disease, from this perspective, is not an invasion, but often a result of our defenses being weakened or compromised. And what is the most powerful tool we have to influence the strength of these defenses? It is the information we provide our body through the food we eat. Food is not merely fuel or calories, it is a biological language. The molecules in our food, known as bioactives, are instructions that can turn good genes on and bad genes off. They can communicate directly with our defense systems, either bolstering their strength or undermining their function. This is the profound truth that changes everything. It hands the power back to you. It means that every meal, every snack, every choice you make is an opportunity to have a biological conversation with your body to steer your health in the direction of resilience and vitality. This is not alternative medicine, this is simply medicine. It is the understanding that what we add to our diet can be as powerful as what we might subtract. It moves us away from a place of fear and restriction and toward a place of joyful abundance and empowerment. The 2 vegetables we are about to discuss are perfect exemplars of this principle. They are not exotic or expensive, they are common, humble, and accessible. But they contain natural chemical instructions that are among the most potent we have ever discovered for activating multiple health defense systems at once. They don't just target one problem, they are pleiotropic, meaning they have many positive effects across the body's systems. Understanding them, and more importantly, how to prepare and eat them to unlock their full potential, is a cornerstone of taking back control of your health. It is a form of self-care so deep and profound it speaks directly to your cells, empowering them to do what they were designed to do: protect, defend, and heal. First vegetable. Let us begin with a vegetable that is a true titan of health, a member of the cruciferous family that includes cabbage, kale, and cauliflower. I'm speaking of broccoli, but more specifically, I want to shine a light on the science of what makes it so extraordinarily powerful. For many, it's a simple side dish, perhaps reluctantly eaten, but locked within its florets and stems is a chemical marvel, a natural bioactive compound that has been the subject of thousands of scientific papers. This compound is called sulforaphane. Now, what's fascinating is that sulforaphane doesn't actually exist in the broccoli as you see it in the store. It is formed through a beautiful act of what we call food synergy. Inside the plant's cells, there are 2 separate compounds held in different compartments, a precursor called glucoraphanin and an enzyme called myrosinase. They are kept apart. It is only when you chop, chew, or damage the plant's cell walls that these 2 compounds mix, and in that moment, sulforaphane is created. It's a defense mechanism for the plant, but it's a profound health benefit for us. The primary way sulforaphane defends our health is by powerfully communicating with our body's defense systems, especially angiogenesis. Remember, cancer cells need to grow their own blood supply to become dangerous. Sulforaphane has been shown in numerous laboratory studies to be a potent anti-angiogenic agent. It throws a wrench in the machinery that cancer cells use to grow blood vessels. It effectively cuts off their supply lines, keeping them small and harmless, unable to grow or spread. Think of it like a master gardener for your body, carefully pruning away the unwanted, overgrown vessels that would otherwise choke out healthy tissue. This single mechanism is one of the pillars of modern cancer therapy, and here it is, found naturally in a humble vegetable, accessible to everyone. This is a clear demonstration of how we can eat to starve cancer. But its power doesn't stop there. Sulforaphane is one of the most potent natural activators of a genetic pathway in our bodies known as the NRF2 pathway. You can think of NRF2 as the master regulator of our body's own internal antioxidant and detoxification system. We often think of antioxidants as things we get from food, like vitamin C, and those are important, but our body has its own, far more powerful antioxidant enzymes. The NRF2 pathway turns these enzymes on. When you eat broccoli and create sulforaphane, it sends a signal that switches on the production of these protective enzymes throughout your body, creating a shield that protects your DNA from damage, helps neutralize harmful toxins, and lowers oxidative stress. It's not just giving your body a little bit of help, it's telling your body to turn on its own superior defense shield. This speaks directly to our DNA protection system. Furthermore, recent research is beginning to reveal how sulforaphane interacts with our gut microbiome and our immune system. It appears to help foster a healthier balance of gut bacteria, and by reducing inflammation, it helps our immune system to function more effectively. An immune system that isn't bogged down fighting chronic, low-grade inflammation is one that is better equipped to conduct surveillance and eliminate threats, including rogue cancer cells. So with this one vegetable, you are communicating with at least 3 and possibly more of your 5 critical defense systems. To maximize its benefits, how you prepare it matters. Chopping the broccoli and letting it sit for about 30-40 minutes before cooking allows the enzyme reaction to create the maximum amount of sulforaphane. Also, heavy cooking, like boiling, can destroy the enzyme myrosinase. A light steam for just 3 to 4 minutes is ideal. Even better is to consume broccoli sprouts, which can contain up to 100 times more glucoraphanin than mature broccoli, making them a true superfood. This isn't about eating mountains of broccoli. It's about consistently incorporating it, prepared intelligently, into your life as a form of delicious defensive medicine. Second vegetable. Now we turn our attention to our second vegetable, which is technically a fruit, but is used culinarily as a vegetable. It is a food so ubiquitous, so central to cuisines around the world, from Italy to Mexico, that its profound medicinal properties are often completely overlooked. This is the food that most people get wrong, and in doing so, miss out on its greatest healing potential. I am speaking about the tomato. The vibrant red color of a ripe tomato is a signal from nature, advertising the presence of a powerful bioactive compound called lycopene. Lycopene is a type of carotenoid, a family of plant pigments responsible for the red, orange, and yellow colors in many fruits and vegetables. For a long time, it was known simply as an antioxidant, but our understanding has evolved so much further. We now know that lycopene is a multi-talented molecule that, like sulforaphane, speaks to many of our core health defenses, but it has a secret that makes it unique. Here is the crucial piece of information that 99% of people miss. While we are often told that raw vegetables are best, the tomato is a glorious exception. The lycopene in a raw tomato is trapped inside fibrous cell walls, making it difficult for our bodies to absorb. The process of cooking, particularly heating the tomato, breaks down these tough cell walls and changes the chemical structure of the lycopene into a form that is far more bioavailable. This means that tomato sauce, tomato paste, or stewed tomatoes can deliver a much more potent dose of this life-saving compound than a raw tomato salad. Furthermore, lycopene is fat-soluble. This means that consuming it with a healthy fat like extra virgin olive oil dramatically increases its absorption. This isn't just a culinary tradition from the Mediterranean, it is a masterstroke of food science, a perfect synergy that unlocks the full power of the food. That generations-old recipe for tomato sauce cooked with olive oil is actually a sophisticated medicine delivery system. What does this powerful bioavailable lycopene do in the body? Its most well-studied benefit is its profound effect on angiogenesis, especially in the context of prostate health. Numerous large-scale population studies, including a landmark study from Harvard following tens of thousands of men, have shown a dramatic link between higher consumption of cooked tomato products and a significantly lower risk of developing prostate cancer. Laboratory studies have illuminated the mechanism. Lycopene is a formidable anti-angiogenic agent. It interferes with the signaling pathways that cancer cells use to grow new blood vessels. Once again, we see the principle of starving cancer in action. By incorporating lycopene-rich foods, we help maintain that critical angiogenic balance, making it harder for abnormal cells to get the lifeline they need to grow. This is defensive eating at its most practical and delicious. Beyond angiogenesis, lycopene is a guardian of our DNA. As a potent antioxidant, it accumulates in certain tissues in the body, including the prostate, testes, and adrenal glands, where it forms a protective shield against oxidative damage to our DNA. By neutralizing harmful free radicals before they can nick and damage our genetic blueprint, it helps prevent the initial mutations that can lead to cancer. It's like having a dedicated security guard for the most vital parts of your cellular machinery. And there's more. Lycopene also appears to support our regenerative systems. By protecting stem cells from oxidative stress, it helps preserve our body's internal repair crews. When you look at the evidence in its totality, from large human population studies to intricate laboratory experiments, the case for the cooked tomato is overwhelming. It is a powerful, science-backed tool for health defense that has been hiding in plain sight on our pizza and in our pasta all along. We just needed to understand the science to truly appreciate its gift. Harmonious eating. Having explored the individual brilliance of these two vegetables, the cruciferous family with its sulforaphane and the cooked tomato with its lycopene, we now arrive at an even more powerful concept: the harmony of eating them together. The future of medicine and personal health is not about finding a single magic bullet or one superfood to cure all our ills. It is about understanding the power of food synergy. It is about creating a diet that is like a symphony orchestra, where each instrument plays a vital part, and their combined sound is infinitely more powerful and beautiful than any single note played alone. When you eat a meal that contains both lightly steamed broccoli and a rich tomato sauce, you are not just getting two separate benefits. You are launching a coordinated, multi-pronged strategy to support your body's defense systems. Think about what is happening at a biological level. The sulforaphane from the broccoli is activating your NRF2 pathway, supercharging your body's own detoxification and antioxidant enzymes. Simultaneously, the lycopene from the tomatoes is providing its own direct antioxidant protection, guarding your DNA from damage. In parallel, both of these powerful bioactives are working to prune back abnormal blood vessel growth, disrupting the fuel lines to potential cancers through different but complementary mechanisms. This is a brilliant pincer movement against disease. One compound is boosting your internal defenses, while the other is on the front lines, directly interfering with the strategies of abnormal cells. It's a collaboration. This is the essence of eating to beat disease. It's not about restriction or following a rigid, joyless doctrine. It's about consciously and intentionally adding these combinations of Grand Slammer foods into the meals you already love. This approach liberates us from the anxiety of the perfect diet. It recognizes that health is not a state of perfection, but a state of balance. The goal is to consistently provide your body with the informational inputs it needs to keep its 5 defense systems in peak condition. A little bit of broccoli here, some tomato sauce there, a cup of green tea in the afternoon, a handful of berries for a snack. Each choice is a vote for health. Each meal becomes an act of empowerment. It's a quiet, daily revolution waged on your own plate. This knowledge should not create fear around meals that don't contain these specific foods. Rather, it should inspire excitement about the meals that do. It's about focusing on what you can add to your life to make it better, more resilient, and more vital. This is a fundamental shift in mindset, from defense to offense, from fearing illness to actively building a fortress of health. It's also crucial to remember that this strategy is designed to work hand in glove with the best of modern medicine. This is not an either-or proposition. If someone is facing a health challenge, they should pursue the best medical care available, but they can also stack the odds in their favor. They can use the power of food to make their body more resilient to treatment, to help starve the very disease their doctors are fighting, and to support the healing and regeneration that must follow. This knowledge gives people agency at a time when they can often feel powerless. It provides a sense of control and a practical, actionable plan that complements any other path to health they are on. It is about integrating all the wisdom available to us, from the most ancient culinary traditions to the most cutting-edge molecular science, to create the most robust version of ourselves possible. The power to do this is accessible, it is affordable, and it is available to every single one of us, starting with our very next meal. The journey toward health is not one of frantic searching for a secret cure, but a calm return to the inherent wisdom of both our own bodies and the natural world. Health is not a prize to be won, but a conversation to be had. It is a daily dialogue between your choices and your biology. When we understand this, we realize that the foods we eat are some of the most powerful words we can use. By consciously choosing to add foods that nourish our defenses, calm inflammation, protect our blueprint, and regenerate our tissues, we steer that conversation toward resilience. There is a deep peace in this knowledge, the peace that comes from knowing that you are not a helpless victim of fate, but a powerful, active co-creator in the story of your own lifelong health and vitality. I've eaten tomato sauce my whole life and never knew about the science of cooking it with olive oil to unlock its power. That single fact just changed my entire perspective on my grandmother's cooking. Be honest, which part of this explanation made you pause and rethink your grocery list?